Have you been feeling disconnected from yourself lately? Maybe you're constantly in hustle mode, trying to prove yourself, or maybe you're just feeling burnt out. If yes, then I get it. I've been there too. If you're new here, hi, I'm Twinkle, and today we are talking about how tapping into my feminine energy changed my life literally and how it can change yours too without any fluff, without any exaggeration. Okay, so if you have watched my previous video, you know that I recently started my business journey. It was all about hustle life. I would wake up at 5 a.m. to crush those goals, be that girl boss. It was all going smooth until one day I just felt that something was off in me. I just felt that my body felt like someone else and I was trying to be someone else. And it was like no matter how hard I was trying to be in the routine, no matter how hard I was trying to do the same thing, I still had to push myself. The truth is, even though I loved what I was doing, it just didn't flow naturally within me. But the moment I understood and I started embodying my feminine energy, everything for me changed. My relationship improved, my business started flowing naturally, and most importantly, I started feeling peace within myself. So if you're feeling burnt out, disconnected, or you just want to tap into your feminine energy, this video is for you. So first things first, let's break down what feminine energy really is. Because there is so much confusion about this. Regardless of our biological gender, we have to accept that we all have both masculine and feminine energy in our body. But it is the leading energy amongst these both that defines our entire personality and our overall vibe. I came across Tony Robbins' Discover Your Leading Energy test, and for a moment I just thought that I will be hyper masculine. But then after answering those questions and taking that quiz, I realized that my leading energy is feminine too. See, being feminine isn't just about being super girly or wearing dresses. I mean, you can do that too if you love doing that. But being feminine truly is way deeper than that. Think of it like water. Water is gentle but powerful enough to shape mountains. That's exactly what feminine energy is about. It's about receiving rather than constantly chasing, being intuitive rather than always logical, and creating from a place of flow rather than force. It's not about being weak, it's about being fluid, being adaptable, knowing who you are, and then being incredibly powerful in your own unique ways. As Maya Angelou said it perfectly, there is nothing so strong as gentleness and nothing so gentle as real strength. And you know what? Let me just tell you that being feminine has got a very little relationship with how you look or how you dress. You can be the most successful businesswoman, be that boss, be that leader, be whoever you want to, and still be deeply connected to your feminine energy. The truth is, being feminine is about a way of being and not doing. And the best part is that your feminine energy is already within you. You don't need to create it, you don't need to force it, you just have to learn how to channel it. You need to allow it to surface by removing the blocks that are keeping you stuck in your masculine energy. Okay, now let me share some real signs that might be blocking you from your feminine energy. 2 years ago, I was literally checking all these boxes. Now I need you to ask yourself these 4 questions. Are you constantly in control mode, trying to manage every detail of your life? Are you planning everything down to the minute? Do you find it really hard to ask for help? Are you always in the doing mode and feeling unproductive when you're just trying to take some rest? I feel you. I also thought that resting was lazy. And then here's the biggest one. Do you feel disconnected from your intuition? Always overthinking rather than feeling into your decisions? If your answer is yes to these questions, you don't need to take any tests. I am here to tell you that your leading energy is masculine. But the good news is I'm also about to share with you how you can shift it from being masculine to being feminine. So on my journey of channeling my feminine energy, I found these 3 principles that have helped massively in transforming my entire life. And no, I'm not about to tell you to meditate more, even though that also helps. But I'm just about to tell you 3 simple practices to feel more feminine and to channel that powerful energy that we all are gifted with. So my first principle is the slow down principle. Remember when I said that I was the 5 a.m. hustle girl? Well, it kind of burnt me out because every time I was not able to wake up at 5 a.m., I would then say self-destructive things to myself. I would self-sabotage, I would self-loathe, and it was not doing any good to me. So instead, I started learning how to slow down. Instead of waking up early and then going straight to my laptop, I started taking some minutes for myself. I started reading in the morning. I started having a warm cup of water, and I started taking time for myself. So when you wake up tomorrow, just take 5 minutes for yourself as soon as you wake up. No phone, no planning, just slow and gentle movements of maybe tying your hair back, making your bed, just sitting in your bed for a while, anything that suits you. I know it sounds weird, but please stick with it. Number 2, the receiving principle. Okay, this one is huge, but here are 3 ways you can start. First, accept compliments with a simple thank you. Oh my god, I'm such a big victim of this. Whenever someone used to compliment me, without any gratitude, I would just start saying weird things. I remember this one time a girl walked up to me and she said how beautiful my outfit was looking that day. The first thought in my head was to just complain about the weather and why I couldn't wear this outfit often. I could have simply said thank you and moved on. But then I realized that all of that explanation was actually coming from a point of insecurity wherein I was not feeling confident. It was not coming from a place of flow. It was coming from a place of force wherein I just felt weird and I couldn't say thank you. So here I just want to say that don't be that past twinkle. Don't be that person. I literally said everything to her but a simple thank you. How foolish. Then let others help you, even with the small things that you are capable of doing yourself. Again, guilty for this. I was super scared of asking for help, but the whole point is that if someone is offering you help, just accept it with grace. Just say a simple thank you, I really appreciate it. And then the last point, allow yourself to be taken care of. Sometimes it's okay if someone wants to do something for you. For example, if it is your job to wake up in the morning and make coffee and breakfast for yourself, but then your mom, your friend, or your partner wants to do that for you, allow yourself to accept that, take a step back, and let them do it for you. Most of the times we confuse it with being weak, but trust me, this has got nothing to do with being weak. Rather, if you just shift the perspective and you think about that someone is just trying to be there for you because they value who you are, they admire who you are, your confidence comes from a different place. They value who you are, they admire who you are, you just start feeling confident, and that is what channeling your feminine energy is about. And then my third and favorite principle, the pleasure principle. The pleasure principle is about creating these moments of pleasures for yourself throughout the day. It is about playing yourself your favorite music. You can buy yourself flowers. Go and buy those goddamn flowers. Don't wait for a man to bring it for you. Because I agree that buying flowers is a way of building a relationship. So if it is a way of building a relationship with a man, why isn't it a way of building a relationship with yourself? Why can't you buy yourself those goddamn flowers? You do not need an occasion to do this. Just go and buy yourself some flowers. Create that pleasure in your life. Next, stop rushing. If you are coming back from a place and you're just stuck into traffic, you don't have to complain that, oh my god, I'm stuck into this traffic. If I were home, I would do this, I would do that. No, don't do that. Instead, again, shift your perspective. Just think about what you can do while you're stuck into traffic. You can probably listen to your favorite podcast. You can probably listen to new music. You can probably talk to a friend you haven't called in a very long time. Slow down. Stop rushing. Stop complaining. And then another thing that you can do, this one's my favorite, is spend an extra 5 minutes in your skincare routine. See, I never had this skincare routine like 2 years ago, but then gradually I started enjoying those 10 to 15 minutes that I take all by myself in the morning in front of a mirror, applying serums and face creams. It just helps so much. And then I was having the chat with my therapist the other day, and she also told me that self-love kills depression. I know it sounds absurd, but just think about it, that people who touch themselves, their way of telling their body how much they appreciate it and how much they love themselves. So self-love and depression cannot come from a same place. If you want self-love to overpower depression, start taking care of your body. Just think about it. Okay, now the most important thing. This is where everything just ties together. Learn detachment. And no, not in a cold, heartless kind of way. Let me explain. Detachment isn't about turning off that emotion switch in your heart. It is actually about trusting the process. If you understand this, everything is going to shift for you. Instead of desperately trying to control everything, I started trusting that what's meant for me won't miss me. Instead of desperately trying to control the outcomes, I started trusting that everything was working out in my favor. If a relationship didn't work out even when I gave it my best, I would let it go because I trusted that something better is coming along the way. If something in my business is not going well, I would emotionally detach myself from that situation and then work for the solution. Think about this: when you're desperately trying to make something happen, doesn't it usually push it further away? But when you are in your flow, trusting and open, things often just flow to you. That is what true feminine energy looks like. It's not about being passive, it's about being so confident in your own worth that you know that what's meant for you will never miss you. It is about attracting rather than chasing everything in your life. In the end, remember that channeling your feminine energy isn't about becoming less ambitious or successful. If it would be, then I wouldn't have been on the right path. Because I'm building a business and I know that how much channeling my feminine energy has helped me in the past few months. It's just about achieving your goals with more ease, more joy, and more flow in the entire process. Now, if you find this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe, and then drop a comment below by sharing the practice that you're going to try first. Oh, and last but not the least, your feminine energy is already within you, and I hope that you make it shine. I will see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye.